All right, good day, hi, and welcome. Okay, so there's no room in this room anymore. To think that I'm going to be adding more stuff in here, but I am going to be doing a bit of a decluttering. Okay, I want to make a video about alternate tunings and some of the problems when guitar players decide to put their guitars in a different tuning and somebody has to play bass over that. So I'm in the songwriting mode season again because it's, winter, whatever, and I have my Mark Holcomb SE Model Signature Series PRS here in the Wax Wings tuning, which is like a D major 7 tuning. I don't quote me on that, but it sounds like a D major 7 tuning. That's what Mark Holcomb thinks it is, so that's what I think it is. If I play a D major 7, they sound similar, so I'm assuming it's a D major 7 uh, tuning. Now, I wrote a song, and it's going to be called Trust Us. It's about government. Yeah, that's all I'll say about it. And anyway, the thing is that when your guitar's in an alternate tuning and you try to figure out where to be when your bass is in standard tuning, try to figure out where to be, that could take forever. That can take forever. So I can understand for playing live, you have to figure that out. So your bass player doesn't have to carry 10 basses with them and whatever. That's the problem with alternate tunings is you need a guitar pretty much for each tuning, unless you play like a whole album in one tuning or something like that. But another little trick around it is when you're in the studio is just tune the bass to whatever the guitar is tuned to. I know, over simple, right? It's like idiots need not apply. All right, I get it. I don't know how I figured it out, but there you go. But the thing is that yeah, it makes life easier, but it does a second thing. It especially when you have a tuning like this, which you let a lot of strings ring out, and then you got your standard tuning, right? So you can't let a lot of strings ring out in standard tuning um, when you're playing along with that because things aren't going to line up, right? The chord voicings aren't going to line up. So what you can do if you want to do more than just play single notes on the bass is tune your bass to the actual guitar, and then you can actually find easier voicings. Play it the exact same way the guitar player is, and what he lets ring out. Let's say he's doing something like over here. Let all that ring out, but he can let it ring out as well on the bass, so it fills in more sound. It becomes more musical. Um, More is more. You know what I mean? Sometimes less is more, but a lot of times more is just more. And if it makes the job easier for the bass player, and you can get extra ringing notes in there, it means each note is backed by a ringing drone. So that's going to make your guitar sound that big. You know what I mean? That much bigger. So just a little tip. I'm sure other people have tried it, but for people that do a lot of different tunings on the guitar, and then especially if you're a multi-instrumentalist, it really does help when like just somebody mentioning it. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's just most things in life is just somebody mentioning it, and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? So tune your bass to whatever your guitar's tuned to, and then you can tune it back to standard tuning if you want, unless you're going to be playing live all the time. This is one area where if you're playing live all the time and you only have one bass and the guitar player has like 7, 8, 10 guitars like me, whatever I got, I think I got 10 or 11 guitars, whatever it is, too many, and there's more coming. I know. Um, one of the downsides is you can't keep switching basses. So maybe like for like drop C tuning, I'm going to keep one of my guitars and drop. This was the drop C guitar, but it turned into the D. This guitar has been in about 20 different tunings already. It's kind of what I bought this guitar for, and it's really suited for it. So it really likes those open tunings and drop tunings and stuff like that. It's the right guitar for it. But the thing is if you do play live, you have to have a guitar for each tuning you're in. So if you can't have a bass for each tuning you're in, then the bass player kind of has to learn how to play each song in whatever key it's in, and not get kind of lost looking at the guitar player, trying to figure out, because if the guitar player goes to play a G, that's not a G, that's an F. Or no, the F is here. It's a really weird place. It's a really weird placing because it's in a drop tuning. So I think F is here and something like that. And open, it's a D. So, like if you're trying to, like sometimes follow along by looking at where the guy's hand is on the fret. I did that once when I was playing drop C. This was years ago. And I was playing drop C and the bass player couldn't figure out where I was. And I told him after, I said I was in drop C. He goes, oh, so you gotta think 2 frets lower. You know what I mean? The same thing happened to me. I was in standard tuning, and the bass player was in bead tuning. Like basically taking a 4-string bass. It's like cutting that string off and tuning to a 5-string bass, right? It's like a 5-string bass with a missing string. And I couldn't figure out where it was. It didn't sound right. And I was like, why is it not sounding right? He goes, oh, sorry, I'm down tuned. I'm in B standard tuning. He's like, oh, well, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, so little tricks like that. Anyway, just some ideas. I thought I'd throw it out there. I don't think it's going to be revolutionary ideas changing the world, but any little bit helps. So there you go. Some tuning, music, songwriting, and tuning tips for bass and guitar. There you go.